us get into it.
So you think we don't
I think
accountable? I think that we hold each other accountable. I think that you want us to do.
I don't. I think because when a pro athlete from a single mother household makes it to the league, they're like, look at this single mom. She was great. This nigga is the king dingaling. But if that was a crackhead, they like it's because our daddy wasn't there.
Yes, absolutely. And as someone who was raised in a single mother household, I don't understand the narrative of asking about the absent father when I can't, again, if his presence isn't here, he does not have an influence on me. If society is raising my child, that means the mother is failing because she should be raising her child, not society. So she has access, she controls the access to what her child has access to, at least in the home. So this idea of blaming the father, he's not there. So
thank you, Pam.
Yeah, he's being blamed because
I want to pause. What you think about that? Or her saying that?
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky not there, but you know, she's doing.
Do you think that single mothers, or just women in general, I guess, blame the father for what's going on with the child, even though the father's not there? He's absent, so how can he be held accountable for how the child acts if he's not in the household?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? What?
Like that women blame the father for not being there when they children ain't doing what they supposed to be doing.
That's what she pretty much just said.
Is that what you asked me? Do I think
but that's what she said.
Right. Do I think women? I've never heard women blame the father.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's keep going.
he left.
Cameron, right. So let's have this conversation. What you're saying is he's not there, so he can't influence. Him not being there is a lack of influence, and that's the problem. You don't see that issue?
Okay. Again, as because this is my personal background, I can agree that yes, not having a father is a detriment in a child's life, absolutely. But when we go from the point of raising the child, you blame the person that raised the child.
Ha! Thank you.
Not the person that was not there, because again.
You get what I'm saying now?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was saying, like, do you think, like, you can't blame someone that's not there?
Yeah,
you can blame them for, like, they wasn't there.
Right.
That's a detriment, like she said.
I feel like that's what I said.
No, you didn't.
I said, like, I've never heard women in a household that the father's not there blame the children. I mean, blame the father not being there because of Pookie didn't make it to the NFL. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
Yes, that is one trauma, that I don't have a father, but any trauma that I experience in my life is due to whoever my mother left me around, whoever my mother put in charge of me, whoever my mother allowed around me, not him. Now, in the absence of a father, yes, I'm very sure that there are things that he could have protected me from and other things like that, and that's why a father is necessary.
All the decisions on her own if your father was there being a fucking man.
Here's the flip side.
Just the same question I posed to my mother: why would you allow a boy to get you pregnant? Because again, this is a mentality to abandon your children. So that's not a man.
You wouldn't be here. Why would you ask your mother that?
I'm sorry.
You would not be here had she not. So for you to be like, you shouldn't have had sex with a boy, now you wouldn't exist.
Yeah, wow. What the fuck?
I mean, agree. I mean, it's a high conversation.
I just feel like that's a little much to ask your mom that when she gave you life.
My personal experience, and that right there is my point. Everybody assumes that every single mother does her job, does 110%, and does what she's supposed to do. Q literally works with children that are abusing. You're not going to tell me, Q, and you can attest to that, these children are being abused in homes with single mothers. And in the times that is because the women are not taking care of their children. Every single mom is not doing above and beyond.
That's your story.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's not just my story. That's actually more the majority of single parents.
So the girl in the middle is pretty much making it seem like every single mother is the best single mother.
She's single. You can't do wrong because they didn't have a father. That single mother can't do wrong because they didn't have a father. Therefore, she didn't have the the village to raise her kid because the father isn't there.
Not there, but that's sound asinine because you can still raise a good child, but you got to be dedicated to that child.
You can have a different village.
So when she
in
was
the
saying
absence
like
of the father,
you can't have social media raising your kids, you can't have other bad influences around your kid, or you leaving them here to babysit around your kid. So you will be the reason that child turned out how it was because it's your fault.
and I get that, sometimes you have to take what you can take far as, babysitting, because not everybody can afford childcare, but then you still have to groom your child to not live by the example in this little bit of time that they go and like live by that example and do those things.
You gotta make sure you reinsuring that.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying on that point. You gotta make sure you let them know, hey,
this is not right.
We don't, yeah.
That's not what we do.
No. The real most single moms are not doing everything they can.
One mic. We gotta do one mic.
Because the real reality is most single mothers are not doing everything they can. I have found very few real life single moms that are able to offer their children, and they are great mothers. But the great single mothers that I know are not the majority. Absolutely not. Do you see what these kids go to? The majority of these kids are in regular public schools. They're not in extracurricular activities. They barely have food in their homes. Their mothers are on 6 to 8
public schools. They're bad people. You said the majority of these kids go to regular public schools, baby. Some of us live in good neighborhoods where public schools actually offer quality education. What's wrong with
regular public
That's
schools?
not the majority of
regular.
the majority of public schools are below a 5 out of 10 in the scoring of greater schools. So my point is, majority of public schools are not great schools. So all I'm saying is the majority of single mother households are not thriving households, they're surviving households. And if you came from that, you would understand that that's the majority of our circumstances, not thriving.
But even the shot at saying that you guys are going to public school versus going to private school, a single mother.
That's one part of what I said. That's one part of what about the living conditions?
And that's the one part I'm speaking right now.
You yourself
speaking on. I'm speaking
on. You yourself said the mom was working 40 hours a week, right? If she's working these 14-hour shifts and society is raising her child, what do you think that child is getting into?
Message.
That's not a conducive household for a child. It's a conducive environment.
That's what I was saying in regards to judging the mother for sending her child to public school when she probably can't afford private school. I understand that your experience is what it is. And I'm sorry that it was certain shortcomings that you went through. But what I am saying is that it's a little bit of things that you're saying that just don't align, in my opinion. Yes, is there people that can do better in parenting? Absolutely. People drop the ball in parenting all the time. Even the best of parents, your child is going to have something to heal from. But to sit here and say like, oh, the vast majority of single Black mothers are trash damn near, that to me is goofy. I don't agree with that, period.
Can I ask you something?
I agree with.
Okay, so I just want to know, when people have this sentiment, I want you to show me single mothers that you know that are thriving with their children. When I mean thriving, I don't mean just
many.
Because let me finish. The sentiment that I'm speaking on is the quality of life for the children. We understand that missing a parent is already a detriment. The first thing that I said is, why pick a man that is incapable of the responsibility of being a father? That's the first thing. But that's the hindsight conversation because the kids are here. Moving forward in that conversation, let's talk about how she's raising that child. What is this child's quality of life? Most women are literally paycheck to paycheck. How are you living a good quality of life, giving that child what they need? Because children need a lot. Everybody says that they're expensive.
No matter what that single mother does, she's not going to ever amount to what it is you're expecting her to amount to. No matter what she does, no matter what she does, no matter what she provides, no matter how she shows up for that child, no matter how good she is for that child, to that child, no matter what activity, whatever that child does, that's not going to be enough for you. And that to me is wicked coming from a Black woman. That's fuck. That's fuck.
Listen, come here. Shut your stupid ass up.
So you're basing that off of what you're saying is based off of my personal experience, but even statistics.
Off of the blanket statement that you said about Black mothers, off of your personal experience, is wicked as fuck to me. And it's
so what part of what I said is lame?
Period.
What part of what I said is lame? Because we all validated your experience, even though you don't even come from a single parent household, yet you spoke on it and
I told you. I apologize that your experience was what it was.
I mean, you don't have to apologize. This is the reality of the Black community of children.
You need
like this.
Some love and some care.
Anton literally said the majority of our children are from single mothers. This is not my reality.
You assumed every single Black mother didn't give it. And I'm going to stand 10 toes for all the single Black mothers I know. I know some good ass single Black mothers. And
that's great. So do I. But there are few far and in between.
Speak up for them too then.
I have found very few real life single moms that are able to offer their children, and they are great mothers. But the great single mothers that I know are not the majority. Absolutely not. I did. If you weren't so angry, you would have heard me. If you weren't so angry, you would have heard me say that I know there are very good mothers out there, but they are few far and in between. We talk about single mothers.
Y'all gotta do one mic. Y'all gotta do one mic.
You're too angry to hear what I'm saying.
I don't want to. Nothing that you can say to me that is even going to be digestible to me as a person. Period.
And that's proving that no. That's what I'm saying. So there's no point in having the conversation. You're not listening to what I.
Culinary Cam, she cooking.
Shut up, 2K. Don't be angry. Okay, let's do one mic. We have people that actually are single mothers on here. So, Kwane, do you want to speak on this?
I mean, unfortunately, my internet is acting up, so I don't even know if it's like giving what it needs to give even right now, because I missed a good majority of the conversation.
You don't want what Culinary Cam just did the motherfucking Rand, so you for the bow out.
No. That's not what happened, because I literally just got.
You don't want no part of this.
A clip and baby is gonna get ate the fuck up for speaking on Black women the way she just did.
And that's the only part of it that I'm a little like I don't.
One mic.
Yeah, that's the. I came in on that part. I came in on, and I was kind of looking like. Excuse me. So I don't know what's the backstory? What happened with you, Cameron?
So the question was asking about single mothers and what was it again?
No. I already know that part. I want to know what was your experience? What was the experience that made you say what you said?
Right. So I was basically saying that growing up from a single mother household, a single parent household, I understand the dynamic of being in that. And in saying that, most single mother households are not thriving with their children. We are merely surviving. They are merely making ends meet for the majority. I also said, with a comma, that there are great mothers out there that I know that are great single mothers. I have friends that have their children in public schools and work great jobs. But in saying that, they are few. So what all I was saying is that those women are few and far in between. They are not the majority of Black single mothers. And also, too, this idea that all Black single mothers are just the queen. They're all trying their best. They're all working their hardest. That's not true. And that's all I'm saying. There are some women that are not good moms, and this idea that all women are good mothers.
Outside source or from your own personal experience?
Everybody experience.
That's what I'm saying. This is not a me thing. It's not a monolith. I'm not a monolith in this situation. This is literally written down. This is statistically found. You can go outside and ask people that have single mothers and ask them about their experiences at home. You can ask Q, who works with children that are abused. These children are coming from single parent households majority of the time.
We're literally dragging the mothers for being who they are, and these dads genuinely are not. They're not even there.
All I heard was she knocking Mario coins out y'all ass. That's all I heard. Get off. Fight back.
I definitely see. Conversations, or you just like going back and forth with people, okay?
Huh?
You like if you can hide, you can hear. Do you like having real?
Well, that was good though.
Yeah.
And she was spitting some points though. So my thing is that I don't know why do everybody feel like kind of what she said is that why do people think that all Black women are just great women? Why do they feel like all Black single mothers are the best mothers? Why do they feel like all Black women don't?
I mean, it's good to feel like that, but as she said, statistics and certain things, that there's more struggles. Not saying that they're not doing all they can do, but some people do a little harder. Not saying what they're doing is.
But if the majority of single mothers are living paycheck to paycheck, they only can do so much.
Exactly.
And like she was saying, that's only few far between where it's a great mother that's doing. The kids are in private school. It's not a lot of though. That is majority of what she said. Where I'm not saying, well, yeah,
I don't feel like she was like bashing the single mothers. I'm just thinking she was pretty much giving you a percentage of the single mothers.
The majority of single women are not doing the best.
Yeah, they're doing.
They're not doing the best.
And she's not bashing them people for doing it. She's just saying like their current situation is not the best.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And you decide to lay down with this dude and have this baby, and now this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and the old girl is in the middle. I heard Randi.
Stop.
I think she doesn't really listen to what people are saying or what she.
Not in that situation. She was too angry.
She was like she said. She was too.
She was listening and judging.
She was too in her emotions. She was too in her emotions.
Because when the girl first started talking, you seen her there mouthing like saying what she was saying. She had instantly like checked out.
Yeah, already. But I just thought,
and I checked out too.
That you need to stop doing it.
I didn't check out, but once I listened to it, it was good. But it just.
But we gotta listen to understand.
And when I first watched that video, I watched it from beginning to end. But I don't like the she wasn't listening to what Cameron was trying to say to her.
So pretty much to give you, she was listening to argue and not really give a good rebuttal to like kind of go back and forth.
I think that Cameron said something that did not sit well with her, and she was no longer willing to listen to the conversation.
She was triggered.
I mean, I don't know how she was triggered because from what they said, she grew up in a 2-parent household.
But I think she was really just trying to be on that stand for all women.
That's what I said. Sometimes she do stuff to get views, and what's happening? She gained a view out of us.
I think she
2 views because I watched it twice.
But it's probably more than that. But I just think.
I mean, for me,
she was really just doing it to be on some all women rights type.
Alpha male.
Now I'm about alpha male, but you know how like when how they be like, well, all women stick together type shit. I think she was trying to be on that. And I think majority of women would relate to her being on their side than being on the Cameron girl side. Because if you're saying that all single mothers are not the best, they're going to look at you sideways anyway. Because that's, you know what I'm saying?
She wasn't saying they were bad, but they're just not doing the best. They're doing what they can do.
They live in paycheck
and that's
to paycheck.
nothing wrong with that because you're doing what you can do. But in certain households,
but if you notice,
the results,
all the other women was kind of with old girl in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of.
I feel like some of them at the bottom was like, "Girl, I'm gonna just stay out of this," because the one that said something about you can't say that because your mom had you. That was definitely with her.
Yeah, that was some stupid shit to say though.